Alright. Hey, Huleeya, I'm assuming this is you? Yep.
Yes.
This scepter is new.
Hey.
I welcome you as the friend of my friend Lyle Schnub, but I wish to go to my friend's bookstore, and these troublesome fools are in my way. I have tried to persuade them, but they hate my race, and I fear there will be violence. Perhaps if you speak with them, but be careful and be ready.
Oh, yeah. I'll talk to him. Huleeya, don't worry. I can talk to them. When we had last left, the prisoner bound by prophecy, they were continuing more duties for Caius, Casades, Cossides, Cossidus, back at Balmora. Yes, the Blade's Grand Spymaster needed more information and had 3 very specific people in mind who could provide it. Their travels took them out to Vivek, the sacred city of Vivek himself, one of the living 3 tribunal supergods, and it was there that they met with a Tyranneer, who had a little bit of information, but the scope was quite limited. So alas, they sought to seek out the other 2 informants, and uncover what valuable information they may have. This is the Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind. This is Morrowind Mondays. Welcome back. Shoom. And also, I don't know where you can check while you're actually in-game. Certainly you can from the main menu. But hey, I finally updated OpenMW. I finally did it. And it's looking good. I don't know, supposedly there's a lot of background things. I think maybe some of the jitter stutter issues that we would occasionally have get fixed. Maybe some stuff with the screen tearing that we've experienced before. It seems good. It seems a lot more solid. Seems like, I don't know, the frames are really coming in. That said, my monitor is not really that great. It can only go up to 60 hertz, so I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what wonders are here? And just as well, I'm pretty sure YouTube caps out at 60 frames per second just as well, right? Anyhow. Also, in between videos, I got inventory management dealt with a little bit. I ended up not having as much time as I would like to do that without this video coming out even later than I would like, because, I got the installation going, and echoing remarks that we made in Skyrim and Baldur's Gate earlier, December's just a busy month for me. Just as well, we always do, especially for Morrowind Mondays, we always do a little special something in December. I've decided to kind of make it a lot easier to track, and so that will always be, going forward, the last Monday of December, right? That way it's just easier to keep track of, right? Someone even suggested as much several years ago or whatever like that, right? And I agree, it's just so much easier to track, especially now that we're beyond, we're at a point where, figuring out multiples of the number 52 are a little wild. So just whatever is the last Monday of the year, of December, that'll be it, right? It's a lot easier to remember. A lot of real-world holidays keep to a similar rule. So hey, look forward to that. If you don't know what I'm talking about at all, wow, you're in for one heck of a surprise. All right. Anyway, let us continue on here with this. We need to meet with, oh dear lord, the Vivek informants, yes. Who is next on the list specifically? It is Huleeya, an Argonian in the Foreign Quarter at the Black Shalk Cornerclub, right. I totally remember at least parts of this one. Get some healing going. You'll notice I've got the Ring of Engraved Healing slowly ticking on me, because I've been jumping around, getting fucked up a little bit on the ziggurats. You know how it is. There we are. Oh, whoops. We are totally headed the wrong direction. But yeah, supposedly, this version of OpenMW adds a lot of, I don't know, valuable performance, right? that is especially evident, or will be evident, when we get to Tamriel Rebuilt content, which a few sections do encounter performance issues, right? But it should be noticeable there the most, right? Something to do with, like, lighting, I believe. Very roughly, my belief is that. Also, I flicked on one of the optional things to where, well, we don't see it here, but it should let us know as well whether an item is owned, just by looking at the tooltip for it, right? Just a fun feature, a fun little aspect of OpenMW, right? My goodness. Ah, shit. We still have time ticking on this. Oh. I like that. Sorry. I like it a lot. I enjoy that. Ow, 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 ow. It sounds like someone just screaming ow, like they stubbed their toe really badly, and then they just decide, let's just run this through a couple filters, modulate it a little bit, right? A bit and a little. Good God. Okay. Oh wait, are we? This is not the Veteran Canton, is it? This is the foreign quarter, right? Yeah. It just hasn't ticked over yet. We'll find out up here. Okay. Yeah, alright. Lovely. Swap to local. Okay. And then the Black Shalk Cornerclub. I think it's in... Yeah, okay. Right over there. Very good. Should we ask around first? I think maybe we should. What? Oh, geez. I'm looking for someone named Huleeya. Huleeya? The Argonian Morag Tong? Not many Argonians in the Morag Tong. I'd look for him at the Black Shalk Cornerclub in the lower wasteworks of the Foreign Quarter, or at Jobash's books, on the same level of the lower wasteworks as the Black Shalk Cornerclub. Right. Okay. Does anyone else have anything unique to say about him? How about you?
You again.
Anything about Huleeya? No. Can I ask you about Argonians?
Argonians are cunning, savage beasts incapable of enlightenment.
Wow! He's got some takes!
They are blasphemous travesties of nature, with unspeakable foulness in their private and family urges. When guided by a stern hand, they can be trained as passable servants and slaves. By imperial law, free Argonians have the rights of citizens, but no law can ever make an Argonian human.
Good God. Who are you again? Aren't you? Yeah, you're a noble. Okay. Sure, checks out. Okay, how about anything else? The Morag Tong? We may as well get some information here from this piece of shit.
The Morag Tong is an assassin's guild, sanctioned by the Empire to provide 3 varieties of execution: public executions, private executions, and house wars executions.
House wars?
The great houses have always fought private wars among themselves. Sometimes they fight about land, sometimes about wealth, sometimes about politics, sometimes about honor.
Okay. How about anything else here? Should we ask about Imperial? Let's hear this racist dude's take.
The Imperials are clever, industrious thieves and con men. Their legions are invincible, but individually they are weak and cowardly. Their civilization is a shabby imitation of high elven culture, cheapened by the common greed and grasping nature of their merchants and monopolists. They have subjugated and enslaved the various peoples of Tamriel, and called this coerced submission peace.
Man, interesting takes, right? But also at the same time, he kind of plays it like right down the middle, right? of being like, yeah, what they do a lot of fucked up stuff. But also, I mean, come on, Argonians, who cares? What the fuck? Let's see. Can we ask about any other people? No. Oh, Altmer, what's your take?
The Altmer are proud, conceited, and decadent. Their clothes, manners, arts, and crafts are highly refined, but they are godless and spiritually empty. They content themselves with reliving the aged glories of their martial traditions and their mastery of sorcery and enchantment. Their achievements are admirable, but their culture no longer serves any vital purpose.
Fascinating take. How about Dunmer? Okay, we've heard of that. I'm curious, is this information specific to him being a noble, or do the vast majority of Dunmer have these takes? Right?
Speak, traveler.
I have to say, I don't think I've ever heard it before.
I think you should go elsewhere.
Let's see, let's do a quick save.
We'll have no trouble here.
Let's see, what do you have to say? Oh, we can't even ask you about Argonians. Can we ask you about Huleeya? Oh, yeah, we can't. Okay. Let's see. Over here. Anything over this way? Frankly, I would not be surprised if the if the militant theological order of, like, cops were a little bit racist. I would not be surprised. Alright. Black Shalk Cornerclub. Let's do a quick save. Alright.
I am never too busy for a good talk.
Oh, should we see our journal here? Oh no, we don't have any updates yet on Huleeya. Alright. Hey Huleeya, I'm assuming this is you? Yep.
Yes.
This
How do you
scent is
do?
new.
Hey.
I welcome you as the friend of my friend Lyle Schnub, but I wish to go to my friend's bookstore, and these troublesome fools are in my way. I have tried to persuade them, but they hate my race, and I fear there will be violence. Perhaps if you speak with them, but be careful and be ready.
Troublesome fools?
The sight of a free Argonian offends these racist thugs. It would tarnish my Morag Tong honor to slay them, and I don't want to trouble my friend Seralis Golmis by fighting in his club. But I must go to my friend's bookstore, where we can talk in peace. If you have a way with words, perhaps you can talk to them.
Oh yeah. I'll talk to him. Huleeya, don't worry. I'm not a member of the Morag Tong. I can talk to them.
Or if you have a way with money, they might be bought. Otherwise, I fear there must be bloodshed.
Okay, your friend's bookstore.
My friend, Jobasha the Khajiit, has a bookstore. Jobasha's rare books. If you will agree to travel together with me there, I will answer your questions. But before we go, I beg you to try to persuade these troublesome fools to leave us alone. Otherwise, I fear they will attack us the moment we go to leave.
Very well. Tell me about Jobasha. What's your take on Jobasha?
Jobasha is a friend of mine, a Khajiit. He owns Jobasha's rare books, which has a wide selection of rare and obscure books. He has very passionate moral and political views, which he shares freely.
Right, Jobasha fucking owns. Sorry for robbing you, Jobasha, but I did need the money.
As a result, he and his bookshop arouse strong feelings in some quarters.
Alright. Jobasha's rare book. Like, you have to imagine as well, like, given the fact that it's literally called the Foreign Quarter, a lot of probably racist assholes show up to this area just to, like, pick fights, right? You would have to expect that, right? Like, or, not you would have to expect that as someone living there, but as someone reading, the world and lore metatextually, you would have to anticipate that, yeah, this is probably something that goes on in this area, right? You know, in the Divine City, where everything's good and great. The sacred city of Vivek, you know, where the racists start, where people lock you up inside of a giant moon if you think the wrong thing. You know. All right. Let's see. How about the store itself?
Jobasha's Rare Books is a bookshop with a wide selection of rare and obscure books. My friend Jobasha, a Khajiit, is the owner. The shop is here in Vivek's Foreign Quarter, in the lower wasteworks, in the same level as the Black Shalk Cornerclub, but down at the end of the West Corridor.
I don't remember if I mentioned it in this playthrough as well, but in my very, very first playthrough of Morrowind, I played an Argonian. I played one of the, I think the default male Argonian, because I liked the head fins and everything. This was of course, this was my very first Elder Scrolls game, and I didn't know like any of the lore or anything, right? But, very much enjoy the Argonians. I have like a special, like internal connection as well with Argonians. Although, as time has gone on, I come to enjoy the Dunmer lore and all the like misery that comes with it, right? But the Argonians also have like a special place in my heart. Okay, background.
You may call me Huleeya. What I do is my own affair.
Huleeya?
I'm in the service of the Morag Tong.
Apparently it's not his own affair anymore.
A modest thrall in rank, and by vocation and training, an agent and executioner. In my private life, I am a student of history. There is little else to tell.
Morag Tong.
I am only a low-ranking member, but pauper and commoner do not suffer from war here as they do in the West, thanks to the honored traditions of House War and the Morag Tong. I am an Argonian, yet they treat me with respect. If you are curious, find a copy of the Black Glove. But please, do not mistake us for the Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood is a perversion of ancient Dunmer traditions. They have sold their honor for profit and are no more than a league of murderers for hire.
I do also love that these shitbags inside of the Black Shalk Cornerclub are like frankly, without spoilers, it kind of reminds me of some of the characters that you encounter in Disco Elysium. I'll just leave it at that. But I do love that here, in this world, right? I'm almost positive I remember, like, the people trying to take the piss out and, like, shit on and, like, fuck up Huleeya, frankly, are, like, these ultra-nationalist assholes, right? And they're like, oh, yeah, you don't represent our culture or whatever thing, you're a travesty to it. When in truth, Huleeya probably knows more about Dunmeri culture than these pieces of shit, right? Like, Huleeya, like, studies it, and people who are actually deep into it, although, you know, they are legally contract killers who are allowed by the state to go about killing people, which is its own level of fucked up. But nonetheless, those people also respect and honor Huleeya, right, as one of them. It goes to show, like, the, I don't know, what would you say, the ignorance on display by these folks here harassing Huleeya. Okay. And just as well, to be clear, like, Huleeya doesn't want to tarnish his own honor and standing within them, because otherwise, I'm fairly confident Huleeya could, like, wipe the floor with these people, right? Okay. Anything else we should talk about before we travel over there? Nope. Okay. Good. Actually, you sell stuff. What do you sell? Picks and all that. Okay. Training? Athletics, sneak, and acrobatics. Okay. Let's see. Should we ask the bartender here?
I am never too busy. Please, forever look around.
Good day. I am Raril Girel, publican of the Black Shalk Cornerclub, here in Vivek. We rent beds, and I have a limited selection of goods for barter. If you're new here, I can also tell you where to look for other services or a specific place. If you're looking for someone in particular, I may be able to help.
What if we say this? Someone... No, you don't bring up Huleeya. Okay, can we ask about Huleeya? With you? Let's see. No, we cannot. I forget, didn't Huleeya say that Rarel Garal was a friend, or was it someone else? I forget. I wasn't paying too much attention when we read that bit. Okay. How about Troublesome Fools? Can we ask about them? No. Okay. Background? You're a publican. What's your trade? I don't know if I've ever asked the trade of someone who is a publican. Huh.
I'm a publican. I have food to buy and beds for lodgers. I also know the neighborhood and can share the local lore. Or, if you prefer, I can give you a little Morrowind lore. I also am likely to have heard the latest rumors, and am happy to share them with you in the spirit of fellowship.
Beds? Oh yeah, we could get a bed here. No thank you. I don't need a bed right now. Food? Right, we get a lot of lore here and information. Okay, I like how we ask about food, and we learn all about alcohol. We learn all about different kinds of booze. Does he mention a single kind of actual, you know, like real food? I don't think so. The only thing we get info on is different kinds of fucking booze. Okay, great. I love it. What a cool game. Alright, let's do a quick save. Hey.
Walk with virtue, Outlander.
Am I talking to you, Fetcher? No, I'm talking to the filthy lizard, so push off.
Filthy lizard?
Blah, blah, blah. He can stay here forever for all I care. Not my problem.
Oh, we got a journal update. Let's see. Oh, they agreed to leave him alone. Do I want that, though? Do I want that? Or do I want to kill them? Or do I want to kill them? I think I want to kill them. Hang on.
Fresh.
Let's see. Persuasion, taunt. Let's at least get our shit down here a little bit more. Right? Of course they like me because, you know, I'm Dunmer. Filthy lizard.
What are you, some kind of filthy lizard lover? You want to give your little friend a big kiss?
Huh. Can we say anything else to this guy? Taunt. Oh, tried to bribe him. My bad. Ooh.
That does it.
Ooh, shit. Okay. Let's get our stuff equipped here. Good. Oh, shit. There we go. Whew. Alright. Let's take this. Lovely. Okay. And then let's heal up a bit, right? Is that good enough? Or do we need more? May need some more. Yeah. Okay. That might do it. Eh? Should we top ourselves off? One more? There we go. Good. Okay. Let's see. How many more?
This scent is... I am never too busy
Favel?
for a good talk.
Gabor? What kind of a name is Gabor? What kind of a Dunmer-ass name is Gabor? Gobor. What is this? Alright. Let's see. I'm looking for a fight. There we go. Good.
Die.
Oh, shit. Oh, you're even lower damage than the last guy. There we are. Good. Okay. We'll re-equip that. Good. Steel dagger. Do I want that? Eh. Okay.
Question.
Oh, look. Yeah, there's our icon or our alert for knowing that this is owned because it turns up red. I don't know if I like that. Maybe I want the cursor to change. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Let's also... Wait, hang on. What is your background? Of course he's in House Lalu! Of course he is! Right, of course. Why wouldn't he be? That's why we're on such good terms with all of them, because they're all members of House Lalu. Of course. Sure. Of course, the 3 of the most racist dudes are also with House Lalu. Okay. Let's see. Let's taunt. There we are. Good. Whoops. Oh, only needed 2 there.
You will die.
Oh shit, you have wizard's magic. Not quite enough. Okay. Take your dumb shit here. Good. Should I take your leather armor and all that? Probably. I can carry it. Sell it off. Good. Oop, quickly stow that. Okay. Anyone else? Any other pieces of shit want to die? Hey.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick.
You don't look like you were with them. Yeah, you're just a dude. Background? You're just a bard. You're just vibing. Okay. Alright. Let's go speak with Huleeya. Hey. Let's see. Let's ask about the troublesome fools.
It saddens and angers me. I am sorry for their deaths and for your trouble.
Oh yeah, I know. I tried talking to him, but it just didn't work out between us. There was an impasse. I just couldn't get through to him.
But I hate the custom of despising another on account of his race, and I cannot forgive the narrowness of mind and poverty of spirit that assures them of their right to abuse and attack me for spite or on a whim.
Yeah. Honestly, you're probably a lot more forgiving. Like, you're more forgiving in your words of them than I would be. Let's see. How about, should we ask about anything else? Huleeya? Friend's bookstore? Nah, let's travel together.
Will you travel together with me to Jobasha's rare books? We leave through the door to the foreign quarter wasteworks, turn right, west, continue down the hall and across the atrium on the same level, then follow the opposite corridor, west, on the other side of the atrium, all the way to Jobasha's door.
Yeah, follow me to Jobasha's rare books.
Thank you, Lyle Schnub. I will follow you to Jobasha's rare books, and we will speak further there.
Alright. I would guess that these were Hlalu people who were probably not, like, in good with, like, Crassus Curio or whatever, right? But probably more so... Oh, fuck. What's his name? Mr. Dren. Not the Duke, not Vidam Dren, but you know. What's his name? Fucking Orvis. Orvis Dren, right? Yeah, probably that's how they got into the house and all that, right? The Great House. I would guess. I don't know. Let's see. I'm not... I don't know if I'm too interested in making excuses for them or figuring out their whole ordeal. Alright, let's see. Let us travel on down over here. Sorry, Huleeya, I'm like really dumb. I know you just told me exactly how to get there, but frankly, that was a little complicated for my dumb ass. Alright, there we go.
What do you want?
I think you should go elsewhere.
Oh shit, look at Huleeya fucking flying through that ramming speed, dude. Alright, here. Oh shit, even jumping. That's gotta be some OpenMW shit, huh? All
Speak,
right.
traveler.
Let's see, can we get Huleeya through this way?
Do I need to call the guards?
There you go. Alright.
There is Thank
Oh,
you.
God.
Yes, thank you very much. We should be free from distraction here. Now, I said I'd tell you about the Nerevarine cult, so you can report back to Caius. And I don't know of any Sixth House cult, but I can tell you what I do know.
Tell me about the Nerevarine cult. Right, and of course, Huleeya, like, having a knack for historical learnings and all that, right? Of course, would happen to know, like, history of Ashlanders and the Nerevarine cult and all that shit, right? Of course.
To understand the Nerevarine cult, you must understand the history of the Ashlanders. Nerevar means something very different to the Ashlanders from what he means to the Dunmer of the Great Houses. You should also know about the persecution of the Nerevarine and the legacy of the false incarnate, for the Nerevarine cult is at the heart of the ancient conflict between the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Great House Dunmer. Here is a summary for Caius, but ask your questions and I'll answer in detail.
Okay. More about the cult, perhaps?
I gave you a summary for Caius. Feel free to read it, of course.
History of the Ashlanders.
In the First Era, the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Dunmer clans were much alike. But after the First Council and the formation of the Great Houses, Ashlanders have been steadily forced into the poorest and most hostile lands. Now the nomadic tribes look to the prophesied return of Nerevar for a restoration of their ancient rites and religious traditions.
Alright. Let's see. How about persecution of the Nerevarine?
The temple treats the Nerevarine prophecies as heresy, and the temple imprisons and executes heretics, unless prevented by imperial law. But since the Nerevarine cult is hostile to the Empire does not interfere when the temple persecutes the cult. Ashlanders hate the temple, and particularly the Ordinators, for their ruthless treatment of Nerevarine cultists.
Alright. Anything else? How about false incarnate?
In the past, some have claimed to be the reincarnated Nerevar. The most recent is known as Peakstar, a figure of legend among the Wastes tribes for the last 30 years. The temple says these false incarnates disprove the prophecies, since the false incarnates fail and come to nothing. But the mystical Nerevarine cult glorifies rather than shrinks from contradictions, citing the appearance of failed incarnates as certain proof of Nerevar's coming rebirth.
Very cool. Very interesting as well. This is like a really good way of, of establishing the differences in like various subcultures within the world, right? We touched on this so many times before, like how there's such cool distinctions between cultures and subcultures within Morrowind, especially for its time, right? With regards to, there's distinctions between House Dunmer, Ashlander tribes, and then even amongst the House Dunmer, right? Like different, whatever great house you're in has a different subculture as well, and then we'll eventually come to find that like within the Ashlanders as well, there are different cultures just as well, right? There's different ways that they uphold their own beliefs and whatnot. Anyway, let's see here. What else should we ask about? How about Ashlanders in general?
The Ashlanders hate the House Dunmer, who have become soft and who have abandoned traditional ancestor worship for the gods of the Tribunal. And the Ashlanders hate Outlanders, who invaded and stole their land and forced them to live as a subject people. A reborn Nerevar who could drive out the Outlander invaders destroy the false worship of the tribunal, and restore the pure traditional life and faith of the nomads would be a very popular hero to the Ashlanders.
Alright. And how about... We asked about False Incarnate. We asked about the cult. We can ask about the Nerevarine.
When the Ashlanders joined Nerevar in the Battle of Red Mountain, he swore on his great ring, one clan under Moon and Star, to honor the ways of the spirits and rights of the land. But after the victory, Ashlanders say the power-hungry tribunal slew Nerevar in secret. Then, setting themselves up as gods, the tribunal and the great houses forgot Nerevar's promises to the tribes. Ashlanders say Nerevar will come again with his ring, cast down the false gods, and make good his promises to the tribes.
Okay. What else do we have to hear still? Did we ask him about great houses? No, we did not. Alright.
In modern times, Morrowind is ruled by 5 great houses: House Lalu, House Redoran, House Telvanni, House Indoril, and House Drace. Great House's culture is partly defined by its roots in ancient Dunmer tribal clans, and partly by later imperial influences from other Western cultures. The Great House's culture is only one of the native Dunmer cultures of Morrowind. The other native culture, the Ashlander culture, is a nomadic barbarian culture, largely untouched by imperial influences.
Right. So this further elaborating what we touched on. Okay, and then let's ask about the 6th House cult. Or did we ask about persecution of the Nerevarine? Yes, we did. Okay. Yeah, I think we got everything except this one. 6th House cult.
I've never heard of such a thing. House Dagoth was the 6th house, but in the War of the First Council, they betrayed the other great houses and were destroyed for their treason. But I've never heard of anyone worshipping them. Dagoth-Ur, the ancient head of House Dagoth, is the head of the tribunal faith, but I've never heard of anyone worshipping him either.
Or is the devil of the tribunal faith. Did I say that? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Anything else we can ask about or should ask about? Troublesome Fools, same stuff. Yep. Background. Huleeya. Yep, more about the Tong. Okay. Sure. You know, I forgot. Although I definitely remembered, like, the racists and shit being assholes to Huleeya. I forgot that he was a member of the Morag Tong, you know? Although, I'm pretty sure even Caius brings it up, right? But that's such a fascinating way for, you know, whether that's how it pans out or not, it's such a fascinating way for new players to get initially introduced to the concept of the Morag Tong from Huleeya, right? And from this quest.
The traveler seeks answers.
Nah, we're good, dude. Let's see. Should we talk to... Will Jobasha have something to say? About... Huleeya? Maybe? Hey. Yeah, let's ask about Huleeya. Huleeya is here! fair enough, dude. That makes sense.
Why do you approach?
Alright. Good shit there, Jobasha. I love it.
Watch yourself.
Cool. Alright.
Share your thoughts.
Let's get on out of here. Good. And let's see. What did our journal... Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. We got a lot. We should definitely read the prisoner bound by prophecies takes on all this. Right? As of course, there's always a little bit of editorializing. Racist thugs are bothering Huleeya. He wants to avoid trouble. Perhaps I can persuade them with words or coin to leave Huleeya alone. Otherwise, Huleeya thinks that there must be bloodshed. I found Huleeya, but we can't talk at the Black Shalk Cornerclub because some troublesome fools are bothering him. He says he'll answer my questions if I'll travel together with him to Jobash's Rare Books. Huleeya will follow me to Jobash's Rare Books. There he will answer my questions. Huleeya has followed me to Jobash's Rare Books. He says he'll answer my questions here where we can talk in peace. Huleeya hadn't heard of a six-house cult, but he knew a lot about the Nerevarine cult. He gave me notes to give to Caius. The main thing I gathered is that the temple's conflict with the Nerevarine cult is tied up with ancient grievances between the Ashlanders and the Great Houses. Right. Once again, like I said, it's really cool that, one of your contacts for information on the Nerevarine cult and all of that is, like, one of your initial contacts for gathering information is an Argonian, right? Who is immediately being accosted by shitty racists, right? It's very cool. All right. Like I said, very...
Why do you interrupt me?
In a lot of aspects, Morrowind very ahead of its time. Okay. Let's go on out of here. Good. And then... Who's our next contact? It's What's-Her-Butt at the temple area, right? Vivek Informants... Yeah, Mera Milo, a temple priestess at the Hall of Wisdom in the temple compound. Okay. Sure. Let's head on over and do that. We'll heal up a little bit with our ring. There we go. Chop ourselves right off. Lovely. Cool. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this update. I did not look at the patch notes or anything, or the, update notes. I don't know what you would call them. The release notes? For 4.7 or 47.0 or whatever it is. But it feels a lot smoother, but of course maybe that's just me tricking myself into thinking that it is significantly smoother than it's been. It feels that way. It feels like it to me, right? And of course, when it comes to YouTube, you the viewer watching this, you of course have to factor in, it by way of compression and all that. It makes it look a little worse for wear, right? Honestly, I'm surprised, not to get a little too inside baseball here, but I'm surprised that there hasn't been more pressure from various, mega corporations and shit, like large AAA studios, and not even just limited to games and all that, but games would probably be the biggest, faction that would want this. But more pressure on, YouTube, and especially Twitch, that has, shockingly low support for higher bit rates on their videos and all that, right? To where, you would want higher support for, better bit rates, or even frame rates and resolutions. Though that said, YouTube does have 4K resolution stuff, but they don't go up to, as far as I know. Maybe they do now, right? I don't know. But, they definitely don't, I don't think they go up to 120 frames per second or whatever. And certainly, right, there's caps on bit rates depending on what resolution the video is. So no matter what, a 1080p 60 FPS video on YouTube can only ever have a bit rate of X or Y amount. And no matter how close to original you record the footage, it will always be brought down to a certain level, right? And of course, recording it higher means that it's less impacted, right? So bringing it back down and compressing it to a lower bit rate, you'll see less detrimental effects to the footage, right? But, as games get newer and stuff, and there's more shit on screen and shit's moving faster, you're more inclined to see more blurry game footage and whatnot, right? And I don't know, I guess I'm just surprised that more studios haven't, put pressure on YouTube in some way to sort of raise that, or at least give people the option to, I don't really care for 4K or whatever, or even 60 FPS in some cases. Maybe people don't care about, maybe a game, they're fine showing in 30, right? But as a trade-off for not having those things, turn up the bitrate. That way you can discern some more stuff and it doesn't look quite as muddy, right? Like, this is a big deal in more and more modern games, right? Probably don't see it so much here in Morrowind until maybe we get to, like, Tamriel Rebuilt stuff. But, like, in Skyrim a lot. Like, if you're going through the wilds and you're looking at a whole bunch of different bunches of grass that have been, like, items of grass that have been placed everywhere, you'll start to get, like, kind of muddy. Like, if you focus on the cursor of a video in Skyrim or whatever, especially when you're, like, looking around at grass, it gets a little muddy from time to time, right? It doesn't stay perfectly pristine. And certainly you'll see it here in Morrowind, but because there's just less, I don't know, there's less variance going on in the video that's being captured, you're less subjected to the compression, I guess, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Sorry, not to go so behind the scenes, but it's just something that surprises. It's just on my mind. All right, let's head on in here into the Hall of Wisdom, if we can find it even. Hall of oh, there we go. Man, there was the dude out front of this one. Okay. Let's do a quick save here. Good. You're not, like, blocking entry for me, are you?
Speak, traveler.
You have a name. Nalosi Alari. Were you always here?
Watch yourself. We'll have no trouble here.
Background? You're an ordinator. Yeah, sure. Tell me about what you do as an ordinator. Let's see. Oh, I can't ask you my trade. Oh, interesting. Okay. How about, can I ask you about Mera Milo? I cannot. Is it because you're named? How about you? Huh. No, I cannot. What's your take on Jabash's rare books? And it's just very straight and to the point. Okay. Fascinating. Okay, yeah. Let's head on down through here, I guess. I think we're good. Okay.
What do you want?
How about you? Do you know where Mera Milo is? What's your background? Who are you? You're a noble. Okay. Let's see. How about... No, we cannot ask about this person. That's wild. Okay. Sure. Do you have the same, like... Yeah, okay. Sure. Okay. Let's see. Over here. Did we have even more specific directions to this place? Let's take a quick peek here. Hall of Wisdom in the temple compound. Okay. Nothing too specific. Maybe if we ask this person who looks like they're wearing priest robes, perhaps they will know? Otherwise, I can, like, we can just search around. I have, like, a rough recollection.
Out or hit the road.
Damn, okay. Let's see, background. Yeah, you're a pilgrim and layman of the temple. Very well. Do you know the person? Yes, you do. Mera Milo. She works in the library. If she's not there, you might find her in her private quarters. Her door is across from the canon offices here in the Hall of Wisdom. Very well. Okay. How about you? You're not a noble. Oh, I can't ask you about Argonians. I can ask you about Dunmer, though. Okay. Should I ask you about your trade and get a little bit of info on the temple? I'm a pilgrim. I search for enlightenment and hope to purify my soul through facing and overcoming the challenges of pilgrimages that reenact the tests and trials of gods, saints, and heroes. I visit the shrines and make devotions everywhere I travel, in village temple shrines and the high fane of Vivek, or at the remote shrines scattered all over Vardenfell. Right. Saints. The temple honors our greatest ancestors as saints, celebrating them as models of virtue and piety, and invoking their aid and protection. High Fane. Tell me about this. The High Fane is the largest tribunal temple on Vardenfell. Archcanon Serioni presides over the temple, along with a large staff of priests, healers, and monks. Pilgrims travel from all over Morrowind to view the High Fane and the Ministry of Truth, and to offer prayer and thanks before the Palace of Vivek. Tell me about the Ministry of Truth. The Ministry of Truth is a celestial body, suspended by Vivek's mighty power over the great temple of the High Fane in Vivek City. Palace of Vivek. The Palace of Vivek is the abode of the mortal form of the god-hero Lord Vivek, the warrior poet of the three deities who comprise Almsivi, the divine patrons of the Tribunal Temple. Only the most devout are admitted to the presence of Lord Vivek, and only at his initiation. Beneath the Palace of Vivek is the Puzzle Canal, a place of worship and testing for questing heroes hoping to receive Vivek's favor. Many choice treasures are guarded by Daedric servants in the Puzzle Canal's dark passages. Which isn't entirely true. As far as I remember, there is but one Daedric servant in those dark passages. Okay. Let's see. Puzzle Canal? Should we ask about this? Why not? Beneath the Palace of Vivek is the Puzzle Canal, a place of worship. Okay, we've heard that. Yeah. What about Vivek? What do you have to say? Oh, okay, the town. Okay. Can we ask Lord Vivek? Will that give me a different bit of information? No. What if I ask you about the Nerevarine? The Ashlanders have a prophecy that one day a reincarnation of the legendary hero Nerevar will unite the Dunmer against the invaders and restore the ancient Dark Elven nation. But the Tribunal Temple says this is a false and profane superstition, and the Ordinators deal mercilessly with those who profess such beliefs. Ordinators. The Ordinators are the holy guards and soldiers of the temple. Alright. Sure. The holy guards and soldiers. The militarization on display. Okay, let's see. Library of Vivek, isn't this? I think this is it. Right?
Do you want something?
Belvar, Sarethin, I think it's you, right?
Watch yourself.
I don't have
Yes,
a lot
it
of
is.
personal questions.
All right.
Outlander.
Well, perhaps when next we come back, we'll speak with her, right? When next we come back, we'll speak with Milo and get a lowdown on the 6th house, right?
Let's not make this
Out here in-
official, Outlander. Move along.
I forget, at what point in the main quest does our reputation with Ordinators reach its lowest? I don't think it's yet, right? I think it goes lower, right? There might even be a point, right, where just speaking to an Ordinator will get you in deep shit. And I think that's yet to come. All right, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I did the main quest. Anyway, when next we come back, we will speak with Milo. We'll continue our information gathering, right? Such is the way of Morrowind, right? You know, a lot of periods of just like gathering information, right? I think, although I do very much like it, there is something to be said for the pacing of it, right? I think perhaps in future games, like in Oblivion and Skyrim, of course, they do a lot better with interspersing, you know, excursions into various dungeons in between these, like, huge lore dumps, right? Like, even though as much as I appreciate the lore dumps, for a first-time player and all that, it's fairly difficult to parse a lot of this information, especially as it gets thrown at you so early on, right? Which is sort of lends itself to what we were talking about like a few weeks ago, how you come to enjoy Morrowind the more time you spend in it, right? Because you start to be able to parse a lot of the heavy-ass information that gets thrown at you early on, right? And it begins to make more sense within the rest of the world and all that, right? Whereas, like, your first time playing through it, you know, like, if you're just like, oh, I'll do the main quest, a lot of this stuff, it's not going to hit the same way that it hits you if you've played it, like, one other time, or you've seen someone else play it, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that in and of itself is a bit easy to parse. Anyway, when next we come back, we're speaking with Milo about the 6th house. Oh, the sleepers have awoken. Yeah, they have already done it. Until next time, please take care of each other.